Good morning, beloveds. The cool front is stalling. Meaning, I'm not sure when it was supposed to be here Thursday. Now it looks like it's coming Friday. I don't know. It's still in the 90s. But good news, I scheduled to get the hyaluronic acid shot in my right knee. So we're going to go from there. So we'll see how that goes. And we are almost done with the Declaration of Principles. So let's do the housekeeping really quickly and we will get to that. So all the housekeeping is me reminding you we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. Website is creativelife.org. Constant contact email info@creativelife.org. Hold on. Let me get my brain in gear here. If you will email that, you will get one email a week. The hot links are hot. If it says click here now, it means it. It is a blind CC, so nobody will see your email. And I think I said you only get one email a week. It's a real person doing it. He didn't have time for more than that. So, yeah. Unless something unusual happens. We do live in hurricane country. And I was just whining about the weather. So, well, apparently we've had sheer winds. And so anytime they get close to the sheer winds tear them apart. So we've been relatively safe this season. But we're also in a drought now. So, okay. Back to, now let's talk about the housekeeping. Let's talk about the social media really briefly. We do not monetize the social media. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So what we ask you to do instead, like, subscribe, follow based on which platform you are on. If you allow notifications, it'll let you know when we either go live or upload new videos. Just a hint. And then engage with the individual posts. So react to the post, comment on the post, share the posts. Bumps us in the algorithms. It's a free, easy way you can support the center. Okay, now, we are doing your spiritual power, which right here is a collection of some of his rare works that aren't anywhere else or might not be many other places. We are currently doing what religious science teaches. We are going to finish up the Declaration of Principles today. What I like about this Declaration of Principles, and what I've also hated about the Declaration of Principles, is he is showing you his work. He is showing you, like, literally quotes from the various materials that he read that helped him put together the Declaration of Principles for Science of Mind. Because there have been a couple of quotes that I'm like, are you kidding me? What is this? That's what he's doing. There's also some commentary, so you kind of get an idea of what Ernest was thinking when he wrote the Declaration of Principles, or maybe what I should say is when he refined the Declaration of Principles. Because you can see he's not making them up out a whole lot. He pulled from a lot of different sources. So it's really interesting. We've got two today, and they're fairly short, so we're just going to go ahead and do both of them, and then we're going to do the appendix tomorrow. I have no idea what the appendix is. But if you are following along in the book, I am starting in the middle of page 143. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. Now, before I even get into what he says, I want to point out to you loving kindness. In the West, we have this idea of love. The problem with it is we use it for everything. And frequently, when we talk about love, we talk about it from an objective stance. We love objects. Even when they're people, we tend to love them as objects rather than subjects. And that makes a difference. Because when we love them, it's about what they can do for us. Now, that is simply a failure of language. It's not necessarily a bad thing. But in the East, when they talk about loving kindness, it's from a subjective point where what they are interested in is what is best for both parties. So you don't practice loving kindness with your motorcycle. You love your motorcycle, but you don't practice loving kindness with your motorcycle. But you can practice loving kindness with a friend who has not been the best friend lately. they've got stuff going on. They haven't, so you practice loving kindness by setting up boundaries. Parents practice loving kindness with children with drug addictions, what we would call tough love. That's what they mean by loving kindness. There is a difference, and it matters. So loving kindness is one of those things that when I learned about it in school, I kind of went, that's something I want to work on, and I need to get back to it. So, okay. So now we're going to go back to Ernest. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. The Spirit gives itself to everyone. The power of God is delivered to all. Whosoever will may come. No matter what the mistakes of our yesterdays may have been, we may transcend both the mistake and its consequence through imbibing the Spirit of truth, which is the power of God. This does not mean that we may continue living in the mistake without suffering from it. Okay? We may transcend both the mistake and the consequences, but we have to do the work. Okay? We have to do the work. So this does not mean that we may continue living in the mistake without suffering from it. We must transcend it. That is, we must transmute hate into love, fear into faith, and a sense of separation into conscious union with the good. That right there, that's the secret. The sense of separation, because that's all it is. The separation is the illusion. So it's a sense of separation that we have to transmute into a conscious union with the good. When we have done this, the entire record of the past is blotted out and we are again free. Freed with that freedom which the Almighty has ordained and which sorry, hang on. I choked on a word there. Which humanity may lay claim as their own. But liberty is not license, okay? Liberty is not license, and the law of life cannot be fooled. It is exact and exacting. Therefore, Jesus said, all things whatsoever you would have that people should do unto you, do ye even so to them. Give, and it shall be given. This is a statement of the law of cause and effect, which is invariable, immutable, but which is also the plaything of both God and humanity. For while the law itself cannot be broken, any particular sequence of the cause and effect in it can be transcended. The same law which brought prosperity, sickness, and death, rightly used, will bring peace, wholeness, prosperity, and life. This is the great challenge of spiritual faith. We are granted great power, and with great power comes great responsibility. Yeah, Spider-Man was right. Well, actually, that's Uncle Ben, but the Christian philosophy bids us not to look with doleful introspection on previous errors, but coming daily to the fountain of life to be renewed in mind, thought, and spirit. We shall find that we are also renewed in bodily conditions and in physical affairs. The scripture boldly declares the triumph of the Spirit of Christ over all evil. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, by the putting off of the old person and the putting on of the new person, which is Christ. Lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Which is a quote from Jesus. And there was no way Jesus could physically be with us, but the Christ, that can. I like to talk about Christ like software. My mother was she's retired now, so was an electrical engineer, but she's still an electrical engineer. And so that's why I talk about Christ like a software. We come pre-installed with that software. What we have to do is activate the software. The password to activate the software is love. Not to put too fine of a point on it. Okay, here's the good news. This is the last one that he is doing. we are done. And then, like I said, we'll do the appendix tomorrow. I don't know what the appendix is. We'll find out tomorrow. We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of humanity is God. A person is not only a center of God consciousness. They are an immortal being, forever expanding, forever spiraling upward, forever growing in spiritual stature. Not some people, but all people are immortal, for everyone will finally overcome or transcend any misuse of the law which they have made in their ignorance. Complete redemption at last must come alike to all. What transformations must ensue, what change of consciousness must take place before this is finally brought about, the finite is not yet grasped. But through the whispering of the divine intuition, we know that even though we now see as through a glass darkly, we shall someday behold reality face to face. We shall be satisfied when we consciously awake in the likeness of that divinity which shapes our ends. Beloved, now are we the children of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be, but we shall know that when he shall appear, we shall be like them, and we shall see them as they are. We are all in the process of spiritual evolution, but there is a certainty behind us, a certainty before us, and a certainty with us at every moment. The eternal light will break through wherever we permit it to. And that right there, that little word, permit. God waits for permission. That's it. God waits for permission. God doesn't come barreling into our lives. God waits for us to open the door. God's always there, just waiting on us. So we have to permit the light to come in. Potentially, everything that is to be exists now, but our spiritual vision has not yet become completely in tune with the infinite. This is the high task set before us as religious scientists. This deathless hope implanted in our mind by the divine. The trials and troubles of human experience, the blind groping of the finite towards the infinite, the sickness, poverty, death, uncertainty, fear, and doubt that accompany us constitute the cross upon which we must offer as a sacrifice to our ignorance that which does not belong to the kingdom of good. But from this cross, something triumphant will emerge. For, as Emerson said, the finite alone has wrought and suffered. The infinite lies stretched in smiling repose. Shall we not then with joy go forth to meet the new day, endeavoring so to embody the Spirit of Christ that the divine in us shall rise triumphant, resurrected, to live forever in the city of God? More could not be asked than that which the divine has already delivered. Less should not be expected. Wow. I mean, talk about a powerhouse ending right there. Dang. More could not be asked than that which the divine has already delivered. Less should not be expected. Everything that we could possibly want is ready and waiting for us. It is up to us to permit it, to accept it, to acknowledge it. And that is probably like the biggest message of Ernest Holmes. It's like, look, whatever it is that you want that's in alignment with the good, it's already yours. What you have to do is acknowledge and accept it. And sometimes we have to just get out of our own way. That's why I say that the drumbeat of science of mind is consciousness, consciousness, consciousness. The more mindful we are, the more conscious we are, the better decisions we make, the more light comes through. So, well, that is Ernest Holmes on his own Declaration of Principles. Like I said, we'll do the appendix tomorrow. I have no idea what the appendix is. We'll find out tomorrow together. So right now, what I'm going to do is wrap up, and we're only halfway through this week, and it's already been a week at work, but it only happens quarterly, so that's a good thing. So I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a permit the good through day, a light-filled day, a drink plenty of water day, some days we are out of words day. We've got plenty to think about day, go cuddle your fur babies day, tell somebody you love them day, look in the eyes and see the divine looking back at you day, hey Connie day, a blessings day. Yes, that's a good one. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough. Just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are spirit in motion, God in action, a brilliant light, a divine spark, a beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. That's my favorite part of the sentence. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call it, you are a godly. All right? Explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you be. And practice loving kindness. Now that you know what it is. All right. Because the divine knows you to be good. It's all the divine knows. And from there, anything is possible. All right, beloveds. As I said, I've had a lot going on this week, and I've still got a lot to do, so I'm going to move on in the process of my day. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you tomorrow with the appendix. Seriously, that's just funny for me. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.